To understand what I mean, it must first be understood that there are 4 character types that make up every single major island storyline in One Piece: the Usurper, the Good King, the Warrior Hero, and the Princess. And with these 4 character archetypes, Oda essentially plays out the same plot over and over. Now, with the reveal of Davy Jones as the King, we now have all 4 character types of the Void Century conflict: Emu, Davy Jones, Joy Boy, and Lily. To start with, in every conflict we have the Usurper, aka the villain who is either attempting to take over the land, such as Wapol, Crocodile, or Hordy, or this figure has succeeded in taking over the land some years ago and now needs to be defeated, such as Arlong, Enel, Doflamingo, or Kaido. But if the Usurper is the evil figure who is either A, trying to take over the land and ruin it, or B, has already taken over the land and turned it into a dystopia, well then the evil actions of the Usurper only have meaning if the land was previously prosperous and happy, ruled by a good king. That is where the second archetype, the Good King, comes in. The leader under whom the island is actually prosperous. Cobra, Riku, Gonfall, Dalton, and so on are the leaders that represent the ideal version of what the land should be. When they were in charge, things were generally good until the Usurper came along, and the conflict began. But the Good King never stands against the Usurper alone. That's why we also always have to have the Warrior Hero. This character is essentially the kingdom's strongest champion, and even though they do ultimately have to fail to defeat the Usurper, so that then Luffy is allowed to come along and defeat the Usurper instead, this Warrior Hero is still often really effective themselves. And then finally we have the Princess. The Princess is often the emotional centerpiece of the conflict, designed to be the character that we, the reader, can emotionally connect to pull at our heartstrings. See Vivi, Rebecca, Shirahoshi, etc. Even though her role is not to win fights, this character is usually pivotal to the plot, and tends to be given a role that changes the conflict dramatically, and usually leads to the eventual defeat of the Usurper.